In this video, we're going to explore the IMSAFE checklist. Even if you think you're familiar with IMSAFE, please don't skip this video. In addition to introducing the checklist, we're going to talk about a couple of things that can make this an even more realistic and effective risk management tool. For those of you new to this checklist, IMSAFE is an acronym for 6 critical areas to be considered when determining a pilot's physical and mental readiness for flight. The areas are illness, medication, stress, alcohol, fatigue, and emotion. The FAA gives brief explanations of each on page 49 of the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge and page 23 of the Risk Management Handbook. If you don't have these resources, I'll provide links to both in the description. The PHAC provides the following. Illness, are you sick? Medication, are you taking any medicines that might affect judgment or make you drowsy? Stress, are you under psychological pressure from the job? Do you have money, health, or family problems? Alcohol, have I been drinking within the last 8 hours, within the last 24 hours? Fatigue, are you tired and not adequately rested? And emotion, are you emotionally upset? When it comes to alcohol and medication, IMSAFE nails it. If you've had a drink in the last 8 hours, feel intoxicated or hungover, or your blood alcohol level is above 0.04%, then you can't fly, period. If you've taken any medications you know make you drowsy or impair your judgment, or anything listed as not allowed in the aviation medications database, again, you can't fly. Getting back to the checklist, the concern I have with how all this is presented is that all of the questions are stated as yes or no. Unfortunately, in many cases, life and pilot preparedness aren't quite so simple. Let's look at a few examples. First, illness. Let's say you wake up in the morning with a scratchy throat. Does that mean you can't fly? What about minor sniffles or a headache? How about stress? Right before you leave for the airport, your manager or teacher changes the deliverables and moves the date up on an assignment. Should you fly? Fatigue. What if you only got 4 hours of sleep last night because you were nervous about a stage check or a check ride? Can you fly? And how do you make the determination? Finally, emotion. Earlier in the day, someone close to you gives you some news that makes you very angry. Are you safe? The problem with each of these scenarios is that the answer could be yes, or it could be no. As goal-oriented people, pilots want to complete flights, and in the face of quote-unquote minor obstacles, if we aren't careful, we're likely to change our threshold of what is acceptable. So how do we combat this tendency? Well, I don't know of anything that can eliminate this behavior. I have a couple of suggestions to reduce it. First, rather than having each of the 4 checklist items above be a single yes or no question, let's turn them into 2 questions. The first question is, since I've noticed my symptoms, have they gotten worse or better, or have they stayed the same? The second question is, on a scale from 1 to 5, where 1 is terrible and 5 is great, how do I feel right now about this item? Now, create a set of minimums you believe will keep you safe. And here's the critical part. Write them down and put them in your logbook. There's a lot of research that indicates that those who write down goals and limitations are much more likely to abide by them. If you don't know where to start, I'd recommend the following. If you have a 1 or a 2 on illness, stress, fatigue, or emotion, that should indicate a no-go. Also, if you have more than 1 3 in any of those 4 categories, that should also indicate a no-go. Finally, if any of the situations have worsened, you should seriously consider not going. With these limitations in mind, let's relook at some examples. You wake up in the morning with a scratchy throat. Over the day, it gets a little bit worse. Presently, on a scale from 1 to 5, you believe you're at a 3. By the criteria I specified, this would be a no-go situation because symptoms are worsening. Another example. Let's say you get some news in the morning that makes you angry. At first, you were at a 2. However, as the day has passed, you feel better and are now at a 3. To me, this would be a caution sign, but still good to go. Finally, let's say that in addition to the emotional example I just gave, I get to the airport and realize that it's been a really long day and I'm feeling kind of tired. Again, I'd list my fatigue category at a 3. So in this case, since I've got 3s in both fatigue and emotion, I need to seriously consider this a no-go situation. So there you go. A better way to use IMSAFE to help you manage your own pilot safety. By the way, if you'd like a copy of the spreadsheet I used in this video, I've put a link to it in the description below. What about you? What are your thoughts about IMSAFE? Do these suggestions make sense? Do you have other thoughts or strategies? Do you have any questions? If you do, please put them in the comments section below. If this video was helpful, please hit the thumbs up and consider hitting subscribe. Also, if you're looking for more information on aviation topics, including flight planning, I'd recommend watching this video next. As always, thank you for watching, fly safely, and I'll see you next time.